Hello everyone, Nubkeks here. Let's make this bad boy full screen. Alright, here we go. So, the patch notes for the Heroes of the Storm PTR are out, and I believe the PTR is now active. Also, apologies, there's no webcam or anything in this video like I normally do. I was horrifically sick last night with food poisoning, so I'm not really in the mood to be on the screen. But anyway, we're going to go through these the patch notes here today. They're actually pretty short. It's one of the smaller PTR patches, so tell you what, let's just dive into it. So we got a new hero, which is Auriel, and she is the first support hero, like proper, legit solo support hero to be added to the game since I believe it was October, something like that. It's been a very, very long time since we've had a proper support hero. So here she is, and we're going to go through her. I will do a video on her in the next couple of days, hopefully. I think I'm busy tomorrow, but I might be able to get it out on time. I'm not entirely sure. Just, you know, life gets in the way, everyone. But there will be a video up on Auriel soon, so we'll come back to her stuff in that particular video. So in the shop, there'll be an Auriel bundle. Auriel's in the shop, whatever skins for her. Nothing much there. Apparently there's been significant improvements made to the overall frame rate, affecting all game modes and battlegrounds. So that's really good. I know that people get some performance issues, so that's nice to hear. Don't know what they did. Hopefully it does work. Uther's received custom UI. Gathering Radiance. Okay. Huh. Loading bars have received updated art. Whoa, it's a whole new game, everyone. Alright, let's get into the actual meaty stuff here. So we got heroes. So only 6 heroes being changed. Very, very small. Much smaller than the last few big patches. My theory is that they're so... It's like just dealing with adding a new support. It's like, whoa, we can't change the game too much. But speaking of not changing the game too much, one hero that has been changed, I think the most out of all of these, is kael'thas. So let's take a look. So number 1 here, look at this. Gravity Crush has been removed. So Gravity Crush was his pretty much the meta talent pick at level 7. What it would do is when you hit a hero with your Gravity Lapse ability, that's your E ability, that skill shot, whirlwind, stun, it would increase the damage that target takes from kael'thas for, I think it's 4 seconds. It used to be a 30% damage increase. They nerfed it in the last patch, I believe, to a 25% damage increase. Now they're just removing it entirely. So that's a pretty big change. At level 16, they've changed this as well. Sun King's Fury is being moved to level 7, so it's taking the place of Gravity Crush. And it's got a new functionality. Increases the damage of living bombs that spread to enemy heroes by 30%. So this is a huge nerf to kael'thas. I'm just kind of blown away by this change, to be honest. Poor kael'thas. It's as you guys know, if you've watched some of my recent videos, I felt that as of 2 patches ago, I felt that kael'thas was balanced, and as of the last patch, I felt that they might have even over nerfed him a small bit. And yeah, this is kind of crazy. Now, I will try to keep an open mind about this. That hopefully this won't affect his power levels too much. They're just trying to get him a different sort of playstyle. We'll come to that in a second. But I was kind of shocked by this, to be honest. I felt like they had got him to a balanced place, and then they're making big changes. I kind of baffled me a little bit, to be honest. But anyway, so this Sun King's Fury, it's interesting. Increase the damage of living bombs. So they're really trying to pump up his AoE. And at level 16, instead of getting Sun King's Fury, you can get Arcane Dynamo. So casting a basic ability causes you to gain 3% ability power for 5 seconds, stacking up to a total of 15% ability power. It's not too bad, so you can stack up to 15% ability power. I mean, it's okay, right? It's just not, it doesn't blow my mind. Let's put it that way. But as you can see, they're definitely moving him to much less burst damage and much more sort of sustained AoE damage. At level 20 as well, Arcane Power has been removed. That's fine, no one ever used it really. He's got a new talent called Flamethrower instead. Increases the range of Flame Strike by 40% when you hit 2 or more enemy heroes, reduce the cooldown of Flame Strike by 4 seconds. So that's kind of interesting. Like, I still feel it's quite difficult to do these Flame Strike builds. You know, they might have pushed kael'thas into much more of a niche here. The problem with the Flame Strike builds is that you know, getting 2 heroes at Flame Strike is actually more difficult than it sounds. It actually doesn't happen all that often. Maybe now with the increased range it'll be a bit more flexible, but Yeah, I mean they want to make flamethrower the sort of finisher talent for flame strike oriented builds. I mean the reality of it is that the level 20 talents are often just the icing on the cake. They rarely play a large part. I mean, if you look at the win rates for level 20 talents, they're always ridiculously high because, well, typically teams win either before they get to level 20 or they'll hit level 20 for their opponents and then they'll win just purely because they have level 20s, as opposed to however good those level 20s happen to be, if you get what I mean. So, I mean, this is nice, but I don't think it's too important, really. The ones I'm really interested in, obviously the Gravity Crush removal is a huge deal. That removes so much of his burst. It removes 25% of his burst, to be precise. So that's kind of nuts. I'm very curious. I kind of feel like it might even push kael'thas towards more of a trait build once again. Remember when he first got reworked, his trait build was kind of a thing. So level 7, you still have the activatable. Your next basic attack does damage. Then you can get the double trait at level 16. That could be pretty good. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. But you know what? Fine. If we read our comments, as we mentioned in the previous patches, we wanted to make a niche for kael'thas as an area effect mage who punishes teams that clump together. Our earlier changes to him succeeded in helping his talent diversity, but we failed in pointing him enough in the direction of an AoE mage. We decided to cut Gravity Crush and change Sun King's Fury to be a mechanic more fitting to our intended design. So, like, I guess it's okay making him more about AoE. I'm just worried that might be quite weak. Punishing teams that clump together just don't clump together, and kael'thas doesn't achieve much. It could be kind of the problem. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to test these out and see how they do. We'll probably do a video checking it out. But poor kael'thas. Poor kael'thas. He's having a tough spot. Speaking of a hero as well, another hero down here who I did not expect to be nerfed but has been. It's Tracer. So I was kind of shocked, honestly, to see that Tracer has been changed. Again, I felt that Tracer was, for the most part, a very balanced hero. She's got a lot of mobility. She can really dive into the backline and make life really tough for heroes like Li Ming. But her damage output is quite low, honestly. She brings little wave clear. She's very squishy. I felt like Tracer is very balanced, but I was kind of baffled to see these changes. But let's run through them. So Slipstream no longer reduces the cooldown of recall by 2 seconds. So I think all it does now is your recall brings you back an extra second. I don't understand this. I feel it's completely pointless. I think now you're just going to get the one. I mean, even before this change, that's the thing. They nerfed this before. And even after they nerfed it before, most people were then picking up you charge your bombs more, which is really useful, actually. It's now reached the point where I don't really see what the point really in taking this is anymore. I think that extra charge time on your bombs, or else the tracer rounds, they just bring so much more utility, and I don't understand why they nerfed this. Spatial Echo has also been changed. So this used to be when you recall that gave you 2 charges of Blink. Now hero takedowns grant 2 charges of Blink. So I guess they're just removing some of the safety of her playstyle. And again, I don't really understand this nerf. I know a lot of people really hating this talent and think it's overpowered. It's not true at all. The win rates of all these level 7 talents are fairly even, to be honest with you. I think you probably want to go for bullet time now, which is reduce the cooldown of her blinks for every basic attack you land, just to basically have something that's reliable. It's going to be very important to Tracer, and knowing when you can go aggressive and when you need to back off. Having that reliability, I think, will play better than being reliant on hero takedowns, which could go horribly wrong. But yeah, I know people hating this talent, but I really don't think it was as strong as most people were saying. Like, I had to laugh when she first came out, and people were saying, "Oh, if you just remove Spatial Echo, she'd be balanced." And I was kind of going, like, you really don't know what you're talking about, do you? Like, at that stage, she had something like a very high win rate on all of her level 7 talents, just not just that one. So again, this is kind of, you know what? It's okay, but I don't really understand why they're making these changes. They've buffed Sticky Bomb. So the slow amount has been increased. I think that's fine. Sure, yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't fully understand why they're buffing this either, considering that this is probably your go-to in general. Once you take that level 1 talent that lets you charge stuff faster, then pulse rounds doesn't become as important. I don't know. I guess it's fine, and it's not really a huge buff either. It's just a nice little buff, and that's okay. I th- I almost feel like they're just throwing this in to kind of mollify Tracer players a little bit. To be like, hey, look, we didn't just nerf you needlessly. Here's a buff as well. Be happy. Level 13 bullet spray, the melee radius increase has been reduced from 50% to 40%. I think this one is probably the most legitimate change out of all of these. Bullet spray was becoming just the de facto thing to pick up. I'm curious to actually go and test this out and see, like, can you hit an entire minion wave now, which is really the biggest thing, is that this gives you a bit more flexibility in terms of your damage in team fights. It's easier to land your W, but most importantly, it also gives you wave clear as well. So it'll be interesting to see just how much does this actually change your ability to hit the entire wave. That will determine like whether this is a big buff or just a smaller buff. Sorry, a big nerf or just a smaller nerf. I think it is fine. I think like this was very much the dominant talent in that tier. It was better than the rest of them. So it'll be interesting to see like Ricochet getting a bit more play, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, I again need to see, does this affect your ability to wave clear? If so, could be bad. A big nerf, but yeah, it's fine because again, this was out of all of these, this was the dominant. This is the only one out of all of these that was like the dominant thing. Level 20, actually, this one was dominant as well. Total recall now also increases the cooldown of recall by 8 seconds. Whoa! So it's a big nerf, but like I said before, the level 20 talents typically don't matter overly much. The reality is, as playing with Tracer, using total recall, you're probably only going to get one use off in a team fight anyway. It's kind of nuts, but again, I kind of understand this one too, because to be honest, I just feel like I didn't feel like total recall was overpowered per se. I felt like her other level 20s kind of sucked. But it's fine, I guess. That is a very, very substantial increase, though. I still think it's probably worth taking. It lets you do really cool things. But it might kind of empower people to take the other ones a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, just in general, I'm just kind of sad that they've kind of put these nerfs in. So, I mean, the intent of Spatial Echoes give Tracer a moment of power in comparison to the other two talents under tier. Generally useful helper, have more blink cast. Okay. Whilst win rate was in line with other talents, his pick rate was dominating the tier. We weren't happy with how much it let Tracer use her recall. Due to guarantee flicks. I don't understand this. Like, I really don't understand this as a design decision. It's like, oh, it's perfectly balanced, but people pick it all the time. We're not happy about how it lets her do stuff, even though it's perfectly balanced, apparently. So, I don't know. I find that so baffling. It's like, it's not overpowered. It's like, sure, the pick rate, it's dominating the tier, but that's because of people's perception. Like, its win rate is in line with other talents. That's my opinion. If its win rate is in line with other talents, it does not need a nerf. Don't nerf it. It's balanced. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know about that one really. And like, sure, they're not happy. Let's get a jail free card. Well, it adds a particular play style, and it wasn't overpowered. It was like, okay, she can dive a bit more aggressively, but it doesn't let her win more. It just, she can dive more aggressively, and it's a different play style. Maybe they felt that was a bad play style, but again, the win rate, I'm not sure that it was. I don't know. Now she can still have the same moment of power, but she have to get in and get the kill in order to recall out to safety. Well, that's nice. More than likely, I'm going to be honest with you guys, more than likely, she's not going to have the same moment of power, because if they've just nerfed a talent that was balanced, it's more than likely underpowered now, and you're never going to want to take it. That's probably the reality of things. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I guess she does get moments of power, like during team fights and stuff, but it's like, I'm sorry, but no. It's like, you're not going to use this in the same way anymore. You can't dive someone in the hopes that, like, just, that's like, cause that's the way you used Spatial Echo before. It was, you could dive in, take a big risk to like try to assassinate someone. If you don't assassinate them, cool, you're going to recall out, and then you're going to blink out, and it's fine. Now it's going to be like, you go in, you try to kill someone. If you don't kill them, you recall, you got no blinks left, and you die. It's like, you have to get the kill, so it just cuts out a huge portion of her playstyle. I don't like it. I don't understand why you're nerfing Tracer. It's like, I don't feel like she's overpowered at all. Glaslow. Okay, Glaslow. Glaslow likes turrets. We like turrets. He doesn't like more turrets. Okay, maybe Blizzard will cheer me up here. Clockwork Steam Fist. Request basic attacks increase the duration of turrets. Okay. Wicked. Oh, there's a reward. Wait. Oh, it's a quest now, so it stacks. After earning a total accuracy of 600 seconds, permanently reduce the charge cooldown. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's a huge buff. That is a huge buff. Okay, so it's... No, wait a second. It's only... Okay, sorry, I misread that. I thought that was crazy overpowered. So it's base attacks increase the duration of active rocket turrets. It's so bizarre. So it's a quest. It's like, alright, each time you hit your turrets that are... You land a base attack. Still does the same thing it does before. It increases the duration of the ones that are active. But you're making progress on a quest. But let's say you lay down like 2 turrets. You punch a bunch of times, then you go Hearthstone or you die or something. You come back alive. It's like you got quest progress. It doesn't actually affect your thing. It's just that, alright, after you've punched stuff enough to increase the duration of your turrets, you'll get a reduction in your cooldowns. Okay. I thought for a second this is going to be permanent increase in duration of the turrets. I was like, what? This is crazy. Okay. So it's basically the same thing before, but now, later in the game, you're going to get reduced cooldown. Okay, that's pretty good. That's still pretty good, though. It's still pretty good. Alright. I like this idea. That's cool. Nazebo. Zombie Wall. Abilities that allow heroes to move through units can no longer be used to escape Zombie Wall. Follows Vault, Power Slide. Oh, that's a big change. Sonia's Whirlwind. Okay. Alright. Again, I'm somewhat baffled by it. I'm just waiting for the full Nazebo rework, to be honest with you guys. I'd say Zombie Wall will stay, but I'm expecting some changes to him in general. Because like I've said before, he really does play himself. You throw out your spiders, you got a huge skill shot. It's not even a skill shot really, is it, with the toads? And then his Gargantuan just directs itself. And it's like, so much of himself just plays by itself. He's so easy to play. I'm expecting a big rework. Again, I'm surprised they didn't do a big rework for him in this patch. And I'm also surprised that they've been doing little tweaks to him in the last couple of patches. Like they nerfed Gargantuan and now they're changing this. It's kind of bizarre. I'm going to just take it as they're looking into him and they're making some changes while they prepare for a big rework. But I really am expecting a rework for Nazebo. His talents are terrible. Yeah, his basic abilities need a little bit of a tweak. He needs the Zagara treatment, and I'm expecting that soon. So again, I don't really care too much about this. It's a small thing. The ETC thing is, I suppose, somewhat significant, but yeah, whatever. The Auriel. Talents level 1 hopelessness. Range increase change from 20% to 25%. Again, this also baffles me, because right now, while it was at 20%, I would have said that was the best level 1 talent. And I think more people are kind of coming to feel that. I feel like they put this change through before they realized that it was the best one. But I'm pretty sure it is the best one. And I think now it's definitely the best one. I think with the nerf to reanimation and now with a buff to hopelessness, I think it's just far and away the best one here. So yeah, everyone, if you're playing the Auriel, pick hopelessness now. And thank Blizzard for making it OP. Thank you. Level 4 Royal Brocus. E also increases the damage of the next skeletal swing. Okay. That's interesting. Level 4, he actually has some pretty good talents. I'm not sure what Royal Focus is. I feel like... Is it longer duration on your Wraithwalk? I'm not sure what it is. I'm sorry. I don't play Leoric very much. But I know he's got the Hardened Bones there, where he takes less damage. He gets resistant while he's in Wraithwalk, which is pretty good. And he also has the... I don't know, the one where he gets health and mana back when minions die near him, which is also pretty good. So I think like his level 4 is actually looking kind of good now. You got a few things that have some appeal. Like the appeal of this, I suppose, is some wave clear, which is kind of nice. Yeah, cool. I dig it. I don't take this though, but I take this. Stitch's helping hand has been changed. All right, so you used to toggle it on. You could press the 1. Okay, now I've got a helping hand hook, or you press it off, and now it's not on. Now it's just going to be you. You can just use your hook with Q, and it'll be a normal hook, or you can use the 1 button, the helping hand one, and you'll cast a helping hand hook. And they share a cooldown, so it's just like, do I want to do a normal hook? I'll use Q. Do I want to do a helping hand hook? I'll use number 1. I didn't actually play him while he had this change. I haven't played him yet, so I don't know. Small thing. Does it make it easier to... I presume it does make it easier to control. You could probably have helping hand left on by accident or something, or it just helps you fire it off faster. So I think that's nice, you know. You suddenly see an ally's in trouble. Instead of having to press 1 and then Q, you can just press 1 and grab them. All right, I like it. And yeah, there we go. We got a bunch of bug fixes. I haven't read through these, but I presume they're all They're all fairly reasonable. Let me know if there was anything here that stood out. I didn't. There's just a big wall of text. I'm not interested. I'm still feeling sick. I don't want to read through all that nonsense. Heroes can push Merc. They could push mercenaries around. So yeah, weird patch, honestly. This is probably my least favorite patch. Well, I won't speak for Auriel yet, because I think Auriel actually looked really cool. But apart from that, I have to say I'm not too happy with this patch. I'm cautiously skeptical about the kael'thas changes. I'm willing to keep an open mind about it, and changing his playstyle into more of an AoE mage as opposed to more of a combo burst mage. Like, I'm willing to be open-minded about that, and kind of the more I think about it, the more I'm like, all right, you know what, if you move him in this direction, you know what, that might be okay. But again, I did feel like he was balanced, so at the same time I'm kind of like, oh, I'm really not happy with the tracer changes. I like the Gazo thing. I don't think this matters. I don't like this the aura change much. I just feel it's weird. And yeah, so there you go. There's the patch. Let me know what you guys think. I really do think that these two in particular are really controversial. So let me know what you think, especially this. Let me know. Like, I'm curious what people think about this whole thing. What do you think about effectively nerfing a talent that is balanced? Its win rate is in line with other talents, but its pick rate is dominating the tier. Do you think that's a legitimate reason to change a talent or to nerf a talent? Or should you just say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, leave it be, and then if people start picking other things and other builds become more popular and more viable, you can take a look at things. But if a talent, if its win rate is in line, should it be changed? That's my question for you guys. I think it's a pretty interesting one. Anyway, this has been hopefully a little bit shorter than the usual ones. Still 20 minutes. I just can't do a short video, can I? Alright guys, well, thank you very much for watching. Interesting patch. I think it's amazing. They managed to make a controversial patch while it's still a small patch. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Give it a like if you liked it, and do let me know. I'm very curious to see what people think about this one. And yeah, I will have some PTR videos, and most especially some Auriel videos coming up on the channel very, very soon. So do check those out. I'll see you all there.